I got my start in fitness when I was about 17 years old. I was involved in some really unhealthy behaviors as a teenager, lots of junk food, wasn't taking care of myself the way I was supposed to be. I kind of had an aha moment with someone that was really close to me in my life at the time, and I realized I wasn't feeling my best and I needed to turn all that around. In order to do that, I dove into the gym, and I started where I think a lot of women start initially, which was in the aerobics room. So I started taking step aerobics like crazy, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I met a lot of friends, female friends, and they were taking spin classes too, and then they were taking kickbox classes, and I thought, well, this sounds great. This sounds so fun. So that's what I did. I started taking all these group fitness classes, and I really fell in love with it. I loved the social aspect of it. I loved the music and the energy. It was just really fun, and it was really great, and so I fell in love with it. So group fitness was kind of my jam for several years. This all went down in Salt Lake City, Utah, so I continued to do this for a couple of years until I moved to Las Vegas. Well, in Las Vegas, I joined the Las Vegas athletic clubs, which are these huge globo gyms. Like, they're just bringing in thousands and thousands of people every day. Well, their group fitness program was even bigger than the gym that I was attending in Salt Lake City. So I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity for me to do even more group fitness. So I started taking group fitness like it was my job until I decided to make it my job. I had fallen so in love with it, I decided that's what I wanted to do. So I started to get certified in every group fitness class you can possibly think of. So if you can think of a group fitness class, I've absolutely taught it, right? Spin, body pump, body combat, boot camp, Pilates, yoga, like you name it, I've seriously done it all. Well, during this time, so eventually I was working at 2 different gyms in Las Vegas. I was working at the Las Vegas Athletic Clubs, Canyon Ranch, and the Venetian in Palazzo. So I was shuffling back and forth between these 2 gyms, going crazy teaching classes. Well, at the height of my cardio madness, this is what my schedule looked like 6 days a week. 6 a.m. I was teaching spin, 7 a.m. I was teaching yoga. At noon, I was running 45 to 60 minutes on my lunch break, because what better time to train for my first half marathon, which I did not go on to complete, by the way, for obvious reasons. 3 p.m. taught boot camp, 5 p.m. taught body pump, and then at that time, I would drive across town to take a 90-minute cardio kickbox class with my girlfriends, because I loved it. So I was doing all this, right, 6 days a week, and I thought I was doing everything right. So this was kind of my schedule till I got home at night and would eat all of the things. Okay, so I think this is something that we see fairly often, and this is actually one of the first things that I see where most women why they're not getting the results that they want, is they're out-training their diet. This is, so you guys, I saw this meme going around on social media, and so I wrote it into here. But I mean, really, like, this is what I was doing. It's breakfast, 400 calories, lunch, 400 calories, snack, 200 calories, dinner, 12,756 calories, right? And I mean, that is an overestimate, but I mean, that's kind of what was happening. I was eating somewhat normally throughout the day, but then all that energy expenditure catches up with you. And at night, you're like, oh my gosh, I am starving. I could eat everything in the house. Well, and that's kind of what I was doing. Well, then what would happen is the next morning I would wake up and I'm like, oh shoot, like I ate like, 2 sandwiches and 3 granola bars and all that stuff. So it kind of ended up repeating itself. So this is something that we see happen a lot, is that people, women, especially women, are out training their diets. And the thing is when it comes to training, we actually don't need this huge influx of calories if you're training in a smart and effective manner, right? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be really well fueled, because you should be. And I'm a huge proponent of women eating plenty to support the physical activities that they're participating in. However, there's a big difference between being really well fueled and training in a smart and effective manner than going to the gym and participating in like the crazy cardio that I was doing, and then having this voracious appetite. Because that's what happens, right? We participate in this crazy exercise, and all of a sudden we're so hungry and our appetite can't keep up with it.